Hey guys, Brian here. Welcome back to the shop. I guess it's a mail call time here. I got some viewer stuff and business stuff in here, and I'm getting ready to work on the mill, so let's take a look at what I got. First off, got a hat from Dirty Doug Excavating. This was in exchange. I had those digital readout scales that they sent me the lot of, but they were the wrong style for my mill, so I couldn't use them, and I said I would pass those along to whoever contacted me. And Dirty Doug was the first one to send me an email, so he got them. So I sent them to him, and he sent me this hat back. So I can see why they call him Dirty, because this hat looks like it's got Bailey hair already on it and some dirt stains and everything, and it should fit in. Looks like a good mate, so thank you very much for that. Then next up, got a used D9 water pump shaft here, it says, from J. Paydirt. So Jeff Anderson finally got off his butt and got this thing sent to me so I can see about duplicating it. Or better than that, they're trying to make one that'll last. I really don't want to duplicate it because these don't hold up but a couple of 100 hours, he said. I think he said it was averaging 500 or 600 hours on one of these shafts, and then it was toast. So let's take a look and see what this job's going to entail. I have to admit, the shaft's smaller than I thought it'd be. So I got a not super simple job here, looks like. I got a threaded end over here, straight turn with a Woodruff key, a bevel to a bearing surface. This is where the seal keeps getting chewed up. Some of these he's shown me that it's galled up in here. This one doesn't look too bad where that fits. Clearance feels okay. Gear presses on here, so that's a tight fit. Another Woodruff key. I guess there's another seal that runs, I think there's another seal runs here. I'll have to look at that print. And then we've got a taper out here on the end. Actually looks like there's spalling on the end of this. Your taper's not fitting good here. I don't know what piece this goes in, the hub or whatever, but drying out here on this far end instead of in the middle here where it's supposed to. And it's rocking on that. That could be causing an issue here, maybe. I don't know if that would make this thing want to vibrate in the housing. Might. Probably not the best having the thing. Is this the fan drive end? I think it is. Or maybe this is the fan drive end. In which case this is the impeller. These bushings show irregular wear. That one there has been pushed off hard to this side. And look at the print and see if I can tell from this oil hole which way that is, if that's the gear that pushes this out. And this one here is real bad. Look how trashed that surface is. If it's getting proper oil, this should not be like this. Anyway, it's going to be the project is getting one of these made up out of some better material and be hard enough where this doesn't wear. Or I'll ask him, I've said I could come in here and undercut this and weld it or hard face it and then hard turn it and put a real hard spot in this shaft, and probably this would be serviceable again. How about, I don't know, right there where that bearing runs is not very good. So probably best just make a new one. Most importantly, UPS showed up with my 35 feet of 1/8 wire cord wicking material from Gits, which is what the parts book calls for this mill. apparently you gotta buy a 35-foot length to get any. That's what I was told was the minimum order. So here it is. I got it. So now I gotta put it in the machine. So I'm gonna get over here and get to it, and I'll bring you back when I get something done. So I've been working in this Headstock on getting all these nasty oil wicks replaced, and got to one of them and it was stuck, and I fooled with it and pulled with it and finally broke it off. This is the copper tubes inside that the wicks stick in. And this is a way oiler. I don't know if you can see that, but stopped up with epoxy all the way through pretty much. So whenever they rebuilt this machine, whoever did a poor job, and obviously never went back and checked the oil system to see if it was working right. And the poor people that paid to have it done, obviously they never checked to see if it was working right either. They must have just assumed it did, or didn't care that it didn't. But I kind of care, because I'd like to have this thing last, you know, a couple of lifetimes anyway. So it's still in decent shape now. I don't think its rebuild has been done too long ago. But it's sad to see that they never checked any of it to see if it was actually working when they got done with it. So I get this drilled and cleaned out, and I'm going through and blowing air through all of them as I go to be sure that they have a clear path to the ways before I stick the wicks back in them and get them sealed up. So I'll try and get this cleaned out and get it put back and get some more wicks in here, and I'll bring you back. Well, hours and hours later, I don't know if you can see them back up in there. I haven't done a lot of filming on this. I mean, I can barely see one of the copper pipes. There's the other one back there. There they are. Well, there that are the copper pipes. I've managed to get them dug out and cleaned out. Both of them were stuffed full of epoxy and weren't going to oil nothing anyway. So that means I now have 5 of them done. The one in the back, it's up in there somewhere. Maybe you can see it a little bit. Anyway, yeah, there's the end of it. I've got it wrapped and stuff, but I'm probably going to have to pull it out because I bet it's going to be stuffed full of epoxy too. So while I'm in here, I just will get it yanked out. It's going to be tough though because it's up in that hole, and I got to reach around backwards. Can't see nothing when I'm working on it. These over here, the only way I was able to access it was I slid this one shift shaft back out of this yoke, and that let me get enough room to where I could get my hand up in there. But that's all I can get in it. And when my hand's in it, I can't see, so all this is a field job. But you can see the wicks over there. I got them installed already, and this side's done. So, getting closer. Let me try and get these 2 wicks put in here, and then I'll try and get that copper pipe out and be sure it's clear, and I'll bring you back. Well, I think I've got everything put back where it belongs. Let's do a quick once over and make sure I've got all the wicks in. Finally, like I said, got all the copper pipes out, everything's cleaned out. So this should work now. I'm hoping. I'm gonna try and pour just a little bit of oil in it to get the oil pump to pick up, and then start this thing and see if I can see it oiling like it's supposed to before I put these side covers back on. So I'll try and keep everything out of gear so it's not throwing all the oil out on the gear drive. So let's take a look. So you can see those there are all in and running downhill like they're supposed to. That looks good. It's hard to see these over here, but they're back in there. Got the shifter shafts all back in. And the one in the back, I see it up in there. And I've got everything cleaned out down the bottom. All the piles of goop and trash. Everything's flushed out as much as I can. So, let's put a little oil in it and see what happens. Well, I finally got them all adjusted to where there's a good flow of oil going down them all. Try not to get too much flung up on the camera here. Maybe you can see a little. See the oil flowing there. You can see it flowing down the wick. You can see the oil's done got dirty again. I'll probably go ahead and change it out again while I got this cover off, trying to get it flushed the rest of the way. It's looking cleaner now though, where it's running on the gears and stuff. So got to adjust these spindle bearings next, and then it'll be time to put this back together. Well, I hope you enjoyed getting to see me put this all together. It was quite a struggle working up in those holes and getting all of the goop out of the copper tubes where they had been epoxied shut with the material that they used to glue the hard way liner on with. So, pretty poor job on whoever did that before, but I've got it fixed up where it should be working like it's supposed to now. So, should have at least this column on. I imagine I'm going to have to pull this table apart and go through it too, because I bet it's going to be the same way and be junked up and not working like it should. But that'll be another project for another day. I need to get this thing making chips and earning some keep. So I'll probably knock a couple jobs out and then maybe I can tear it down after that. So I hope you enjoyed this, and if anybody has a G&L and they have to get into this, this should help with how to access that stuff and how to get to it and how to get it fixed. Make it oil like it's supposed to. Whenever the feed clutch is engaged, it pumps oil and lubes the ways, and then whenever it's in neutral, it's not oiling. So thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, I'll catch y'all later.